So, if you feel like you're lacking joy in your life, start thinking about how you can plant seeds of joy in others. See, when you plant seeds of joy in others, you're going to receive joy yourself. Research shows that those who give money to charity are happier than people who spend all their money on themselves. Those who volunteer to help others are more happier people as well. It should be obvious, but the Mayo Clinic reports that helping others reduces your stress, reduces your anxiety, helps with depression, even improves your physical health. The point is, it's always good to do good, even when you don't know what's going to come out of it. So we should always be looking for opportunities to bless others. Verse 2. Give a portion to 7 or even to 8, for you don't know what a disaster may happen on earth. If the clouds are full, they will pour out rain on the earth. Whether a tree falls to the south or to the north, that place where the tree falls, there it will lie. One who watches the wind will not sow, and the one who looks at the clouds will not reap. Just as you don't know the path of the wind or how bones develop in the womb of a pregnant woman, so also you don't know the work of God who makes everything. Now, some of us might be reading this passage and thinking, I have no idea what he's talking about. But if you start studying it, you find that this wisdom goes completely against all of the wisdom that we have ever been taught in the world. We like to think that we know everything about everything. That's what science teaches us today. We can just know everything. And even when we have to admit that we don't know something, we like to have all the facts before we make a big decision. But God simply says, just trust me. Just trust me. Now, God isn't telling us to turn off our brains. That's not what God's saying. Or that we can only have blind faith, because God gives us plenty of reasons to trust in Him. The fact that there's something rather than nothing testifies that God made the world and everything in it. The fact of the resurrection of Jesus, testified to by over 500 people who saw Him after His resurrection, proves that Jesus wasn't just a man, but was and is God. The abundance of the Old Testament prophecies being fulfilled in the life and death and resurrection of Jesus are all rational reasons to believe in God and trust in Him. And for all of these reasons, and so many more, we have ample reasons to trust in the Word and work of God, because God loves us and desires that we know Him, because He alone can fill us with true and lasting joy. Yet, there are also a bazillion things that we don't know, right? And probably can never know. One of the most obvious examples of this is the future itself. As much as we like to think we're so smart today, and with all of our technological and sociological advancements, we can't even predict a moment into the future with absolute certainty. James says it this way: "Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will travel to such and such a city and spend a year there and do business and make a profit. Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring, what your life will be. For you are like a vapor that appears for a little while, then vanishes. Instead, you should say, if the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that." You see, even our very lives on this earth are like a vapor. It's not to say that they're meaningless, but rather that they're extremely short and not the true substance of eternity, especially when we make our lives all about our own ambitions, our own self-indulgences, as if we were in charge. Instead, every moment that we live, we need to live with the acknowledgement that we are not in charge of our lives. God is the one who's in charge.